Hi, welcome along to Transfer Daily. And big rumour going around today, and I knew rumours would start going around about centre backs, as Arsenal have made it very clear that that's the position they're looking at right now. And the one that comes straight flying out is this one about Benedict Howedes or Howedes. He is a German international. You would have seen him in the World Cup. He's very versatile, can play centre back. He can also play right across the back four and play as a defensive midfielder. He's the captain of Schalke, and as I said, was a very important player in that German setup in the World Cup. Well, he's been linked with a move to Arsenal today. A lot of talk about Arsenal looking to try and make a bid to try and bring him to the Emirates. He will not be an easy player to prize away due to the fact that he only just signed a new contract, I think it was last season, which will take him through to 2017. So therefore, that means that any bid for how it is going to have to be quite a lot of money. And he, as I said, is the captain of Schalke. So again, you know, they're going to be obviously desperate to hold on to him. And as we saw with when we were trying to deal with other Schalke players, it's not going to be easy to tempt him away from that club, because they are a big club in Germany. So, you know, they're not just willing to just sell their players willy-nilly. But he is a player that's been linked with a move to Arsenal today. And, you know, we all know we need somebody in that centre-back position. Another player linked in that centre-back position, again, a little bit of a surprise, this one, but again, a player who played in the World Cup, looked pretty good, actually. He played for Greece. Kostas Monolos. I thought this guy was pretty solid in the World Cup. We all know that Greece are solid at the back anyway. Plays for Olympiacos, 23 years of age, so still pretty young. And again, being linked with Arsenal to play in that centre-back position. As I said, we all know that that is a position that Arsenal desperately need to fill. Need to fill it quickly as well, because effectively, you know, there is nobody really. We've got Koscielny, we've got Mertesacker, who's just returned to training, and then we've got Callum Chambers, who's in effect covering that position. Remember, he's not really a centre-back, he's just covering that position at the moment. So, you know, we really do need a player who's going to be able to come in there and do a job. So those two linked there today, Howedes and Monolos from Olympiacos, both of them linked today. On news, sorry, just before I move off of that, Daniel Agger, who has been linked with that position. Brendan Rodgers coming out yesterday and saying that Liverpool have not received any offers so far for Daniel Agger. But again, that's another player that also are looking at for that position. Next player now that we've spoken about for a very long time, Sami Khedira. News coming out of Real Madrid yesterday from Carlo Ancelotti, the manager, saying that he's not going nowhere. They're not going to be selling Khedira. And remember, we had Arsene Wenger about a week ago saying that, you know, he's not interested in Khedira. Could it be that everything's broken down with that? Looks like that's not going to be happening anymore. So Khedira looks like it's out of the picture. But one interesting defensive midfielder position rumour that has been emerging today is the link for Tiote, who plays for Newcastle. A couple of days ago, I was looking through some of the fan comments on Transfer Daily, and there was a few fans calling for Arsenal to try and make a bid for Tiote. It emerges today that Newcastle would be willing to sell him. He'd be worth anything from about £8 to £10 million, which ain't bad. That'd be a bit of a steal. We all know he's a very good defensive midfielder, experienced in the Premier League. My only doubt about Tiote is that he does commit a lot of fouls. Lots of fouls in that area, gives away some stupid fouls sometimes that leads to free kicks on the edge of your box, etc. But we all know he's a tough tackling, strong player in the middle of the park who could definitely do a job. So for £8 to £10 million, that wouldn't be a bad shout to try and move for a player like Tiote, because we know that that is a position that definitely needs to be filled at Arsenal. So check Tiote being linked in that position. And finally, good news this one. Santi Cazorla, when questioned yesterday, there's been these links all summer, linking Cazorla, who's a real fan favourite at Arsenal, linking with a move away from Arsenal. I've been all saying all along, it'd be totally crazy to let this guy go because he's one of our best players. I think one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Scores goals, lots of goals for Arsenal, as well as creating. Well, he said yesterday that he's got no intention. He said it before already this summer. He reiterated it again. I've got no intention of moving away from Arsenal. My future's at Arsenal, and I want to stay and win trophies. And that's great news because he is such a fantastic player, fans' favourite, and we definitely don't want Santi Cazorla moving anywhere. Let's get into some of your comments from yesterday, see what you guys were saying. Robel Kabibi said Cavani will never happen unless it's £25 million or over. Definitely would be £25 million or over. Sivan Gunda said, what happened to Diaby? He's been missing for the last 2 games. Is he injured again? I think he is injured again. Apparently they're saying that he's got a bit of a hip injury. When we was at the Members' Day last week, it was noticeable to all the fans that he was training away from everybody. So, you know, I don't know. It seems like a fairly minor injury at the moment, but let's hope this guy can get fit. Always injured. I feel so sorry for the guy. The thing is, when you've had so many injuries, every time you try to return, little niggles keep coming up. Sivan Gunda also said, we won't buy Aga. Arsene Wenger will buy someone else who people aren't even talking about. Could that be Howedes at the moment or Kostas Monolos? Which 200 Midnight Funk also says, rumours are that Arsenal have made a bid for Olympiacos Konstantinos Monolos. You know, again, you know, it's all speculation at the moment. Symmetry 93 said that we should go for Ron Vlaar from Aston Villa, 29 years of age, 6'3" and would be cheap. As I've said before about Vlaar, looked brilliant in the World Cup, but a couple of my mates who support Aston Villa are not always. They say he doesn't play like that every week at Villa. But listen, if it was the World Cup was anything to go by, you know, wow, he really did look an excellent player. Couple more. Let me see here. There's so many. Kidavid says Joel Campbell has 2 years left on his contract. If we loan him out, then he'll only have 1 left. He wouldn't want to renew, similar to the Lukaku transfer. So again, it makes no sense to loan him out. And again, and I certainly hope we don't. And going to finish with this one. Alexander says we should buy Winston Reid or Nastasic as replacements for Thomas Vermaelen. I think Reid is available for around £7 to £10 million. Would be a great shout, by the way. And he says for a defensive midfielder, we should get William Carvalho, no doubt. He'll be worth the cash. We must pay for him. But if I'm honest, I highly doubt that we'll get a CDM now that Wenger has confirmed that Mikel Arteta is captain, which we were discussing again yesterday, where we were saying, well, I was saying that I'm a little bit worried that the fact that Arteta's captain, does that mean that we're not going to bother to get a defensive midfielder? We're going to have to wait and see, I suppose. We're going to have to be patient. The deals that Arsene Wenger have done so far in this transfer window have been brilliant so far. I haven't seen Ospina yet, but we know he's a top keeper. Debuchy's been looking really good. Callum Chambers, he's looking awesome at the moment. And, of course, we know Alexis Sanchez looking good's only going to get better. So the deals that he's been doing so far have looked really good. Let's hope he can keep it up. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily, and we will be back tomorrow.